Freaky Steve, a horrific discovery. So I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, not really looking for anything in particular, and suddenly there it was, a picture of your ex, smiling and laughing, holding hands with this new guy, Steve, right? Yeah, I've seen him around, but here's the thing. Steve's not any regular guy. At first, I didn't think much of it. Just glanced at the photo and thought, okay, sure, good for them. But something kept pulling me back. I scrolled back to the photo, zoomed in, and well, that's when I realized something was really wrong. Steve's skin, pale, slick, almost wet. It had this strange sheen to it, like it had been dunked in oil or something. And then I noticed his eyes. God, his eyes. They weren't just on his face, no. There were eyes on his scalp, peeling out from beneath his hair, clustered near his temples, even embedded in the folds of his neck. Some of them were bigger than others, bulging and bloodshot, while some were smaller, still growing, I think. And every single one of them was looking in a different direction. It was like he was seeing everything at once. I couldn't stop staring. I mean, how could you not notice that? How had you not noticed? I scrolled through more of their pictures. There they were at the beach, Steve's jelly-like body shining in the sun, looking more slimy the longer I stared. And then there was the dinner pic, Steve smiling, his thin lips curling back to reveal rows of teeth that didn't quite fit on his face. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, all I could see was Steve. And those eyes blinking, darting around, watching me in the dark. I was obsessed. I messaged a friend we both know, just to ask, "Hey, have you met Steve? What's the deal with him?" They replied instantly. "Yeah, Steve's awesome. He's a bit different, but honestly, a super nice guy. Why?" Nice guy. That's always how it starts, isn't it? A few days later, I got a message from your ex. They wanted to grab coffee and catch up. I mean, sure, why not? I needed to know more about Steve anyway. So we met up. And after some awkward small talk, I asked the obvious question. "So, how's Steve?" Their face lit up. "Oh, Steve's great. He's unique." I tried to laugh it off. Yeah, I noticed. He's got a lot of personality. For just a second, I saw something flicker across their face. Was it doubt? Fear? But then it passed. "Yeah, he's special. You wouldn't understand." Special? No, I definitely didn't understand. So I pushed a bit. "Doesn't it freak you out? Even a little?" I mean, the eyes. The way he looks. And then they leaned in close, whispering, "Steve's different, but you don't get it. He takes care of me. He understands me in ways no one else ever did." There was this weird intensity in their voice, like they were under a spell or something. I tried to shrug it off, but something felt really wrong. As I left the cafe, I felt it, like something was watching me. I turned, and there he was, Steve, standing across the street, completely still, just staring. Every single one of his eyes was wide open, watching me. His lips twitched into this half smile, but it didn't reach his eyes. Not the main ones, at least. I ran home and locked every door, but the images wouldn't stop. Steve's slick, shiny skin, those eyes, all those eyes. I didn't sleep again that night. And when I finally did, I dreamed of him. I was in this room, and the walls were covered in flesh, and from every surface, eyes. They blinked in unison, and all I could feel were them watching me, judging me. Somewhere in the distance, I heard your ex's voice, but it was faint, like they were far away, calling for help. The next morning, I woke up to a text from them. "Stop asking about Steve." That was it. Nothing else. Just a warning. Weeks passed, and every now and then I see them around, always together. They seemed happy, but There was something vacant about them now. Steve, he never acknowledged me, but I knew he saw me. I could feel those eyes on me, always watching. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to know what was going on, so I waited outside their apartment, hidden in the shadows. Sure enough, they appeared. Your ex walked out first, slow, robotic almost. Then Steve. He moved with this strange grace like his body was melting, but he didn't care. I called out. They turned, and for a brief second I saw it, their eyes. They weren't their own anymore. They were his. That's when I realized Steve wasn't just some freak with too many eyes. He was the eyes. They were spreading across your ex's skin, consuming them, watching from every angle. Steve wasn't their boyfriend. He was their puppet master. I ran. I didn't look back. And I haven't seen them since. Moral of the story: sometimes the monsters in our lives don't hide under the bed or in the closet. Sometimes they're in the people we let into our hearts, slowly, silently, taking control until they're all that's left.